Hello, day 9. Now, I'd like to know, I want you to be honest with me now. Have you been following the steps so far? Yes? Great. Now, if not, why not? Is it too hard basket? Is it just too much? Or is it because it's free, it's not worth anything? I would say it could be any of those, but what I would say is I've been researching these steps for over 30 years. I know that for those people who actually put them into action, it makes all of the difference. So if you haven't been doing them, go back to day 1 and start again. You've got nothing to lose by it. We're not charging for it. It's an important component for me that you get the benefit out of this, because I'm not doing this to gain money. I'm doing it because I love people getting results. And I don't want you to have to go through all of the things, the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I've spent trying to perfect a rhythm and routine that makes a difference. So if you haven't, go back. If you have, welcome. And we're now on the home straight. And so today I want you to have a look at what you're filling this with. Now, we've looked at the outside of us. We've looked at our emotional component. But what are you filling your head with on a day-to-day basis? What I'm talking about, of course, is the news. Whether you listen to it on the radio, watch it on the TV, read it in the newspapers, do you really need to see it, hear it? Do you? Because I personally don't believe we do. I have managed to go for over 2 decades without watching the news, without reading a newspaper, even without reading a magazine, and that's for a different reason. But the reason I don't do it, I make a concerted effort not to read the news or watch the news, is because we as human beings are actually, whether you feel it or not, whether you actually believe it or not, because of what you hear and see on the news, is we are actually very compassionate, empathetic beings, and we actually feel so much for when people are suffering. If you don't watch the news, it doesn't mean to say you don't care. It just means to say you care enough about yourself that you're not going to put yourself through it. Because when we watch something on the news, when we watch someone suffering, it goes through our eyes and it goes to our brain receptors, the ancient brain receptors that tend us into fight or flight mode. Those receptors cannot tell whether that is real or not. As far as it's concerned, that person's in danger, then so are we. And we go to fight or flight mode. So my encouragement for you today is to say, have a news holiday. Make it for as long as you possibly can. Give yourself a week. Try not to live without the news. Try to not turn the TV on at whatever time the news is on. Try to make sure that you're not in a space where you have to watch it. You can always remove yourself after all. You'll be amazed. Anything you need to know, you'll find out. People will tell you. I know that for a fact. That's what happens with me. I don't not know what's going on in the world. I just choose not to watch it day in, day out. And my central nervous system thanks me for it. So will yours. I promise you, so will yours. The reason I don't read magazines and that sort of glossy stuff is the advertising. There is so much advertising, even if it comes up as editorial, it's advertising. And also, they're making a picture of the normal world that isn't real. It's setting us up for failure. We're looking at women and men that look picture perfect. And in reality, as we know from Facebook and the airbrushing and everything else that goes on, we all know that these people aren't real, but still in our mind's eye, we set ourselves up for failure. And also you've got these lifestyles that most of us really wouldn't want because there's downsides, but we're also setting ourselves up for failure with that. So my encouragement to you is don't read them. Read stuff you choose to read. Research, find things out on the computer that you really want to know and go that way, rather than being bombarded with stuff you don't really need to know. That way it's going to save your body. It's also going to save your purse because you won't be aspiring to things which really don't matter anyway. Okay, I will see you in the next video and have a good day.